Bed. Love.
Bed.
Bed.
Love.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed, love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what is going on? This is Bed Love Beyond. My name is Martini.
I'm still Jen.
And this podcast is for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you, or also in limbo with love.
Like us.
And thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and
Motherfucking Google Play, bitches.
damn straight. And episode 51 is Dating While Living with Your Parents, a Fuller House or Three's Company.
Come and knock on my door.
Yeah, and our guests this week is returning from 40 episodes later, episode 11.
Whoa, throwback.
Holy shit.
Is video game experts, Poli Games.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm the video game expert. My name's Joseph. And you can find us on the YouTubes and the podcast services like iTunes and Stitcher. There you go.
SoundCloud.
And SoundCloud. And then here's my brother.
Yeah, my name's Dan, and we pay to be on SoundCloud. It would be nice if you remember that.
Yeah, well.
But it is great to be back, guys. Thank you for having us back on. I know this has been a hard time to get us on because schedules aligning, but we're so happy to be here.
Thank you for coming. We had a good time last time we were here, so I'm sure it's going to be a fabulous time.
Yeah. Gives me a stage to vent about my brother and his wife.
That's what we're here for, free therapy.
Damn wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
But before we get into that, Mr. Martini and I guess guests, any fun, interesting daily dishes for your week?
This week, I think me and Joe are highly anticipating a new Star Wars release. So
Yes.
we are nerding out crazily for this.
I see
to
you both
happen.
have come fitted in your Star Wars
Oh,
shirts.
shit. That's right.
Yeah, that was not coordinated in any way.
Sure.
It's subconscious, I swear to God.
See, that's why you guys are going to be
Nothing
Bed Love
gives a girl a
Beyond.
heart on like a Star Wars shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is moist right now, just looking at it.
All the lady viewers right now, they're like,
I know, they're like, oh my God, Star
while
Wars.
they're driving in their cars right now, they're like, oh,
They
fuck.
just swerve to the side of the road. I could just imagine the Star Wars symbol with this giant R2 over this
I'm
fat
just
man's
so-
stomach.
I'm so wet. My heel slipped off the pedal.
Okay.
All right. That is definitely the beyond part of this podcast.
I mean, listen, everyone is well aware that it's an awesome franchise. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like lack of sex that you could obviously tell. With these shirts and us being, oh, Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know if my boyfriend's gonna see it. Like, I know he wants to, but he hasn't like geeked out about it yet. But then, like, his best friend told me, she's like, "Oh my God, he loves Star Wars." I was like, "Does he?" And it's always awkward when like the female best friend like tells you like what your boyfriend likes. I'm like,
Ooh, yeah, that is kind of
It's a little
strange.
weird.
I would take her word on it.
It's really weird.
I would mention him like, hey, what about that Star Wars thing? You into that? And you might be like the best girlfriend ever for mentioning it.
I know. I was like, "Do you want to get tickets?" And he like kind of didn't answer. I was like, "Okay."
Oh, that's weird. He may just like. I think for me and Joe last year during The Force Awakens, I said no wives, no girlfriends, just you and me, and we'll see what happens. And
So I had to leave my pussy pocket at home.
yeah, the fleshlight. Let's be honest. Let's give it a generic name. It's the Lisa Ann edition, and it's the butthole. No. She's retired, Joe.
Yeah,
Get over it. I know.
Oh, I'm not retiring it.
But no, for some guys, it's like, especially nerd guys, it's kind of like a religious experience, and they just want to be around their nerd male companions, because it's kind of a weird thing now that it seems as of late women are becoming or embracing geekdom, and since it's been
And you guys just want it all for yourself.
I don't know if we want it all for ourselves, but me growing up, it was looked down upon to like Star Wars, like Power Rangers, like Marvel or DC, anything. At least in my school, sports was king. So like if you weren't on the football team and you weren't talking about the draft that happened You know,
In Vietnam,
November. Not the Vietnam draft. Like you weren't a man.
draft.
You know, like
He's not that old guy.
You know, you weren't like a man, or you weren't like a male trying to enter adulthood. So it's like, oh, you're stuck in adolescence limbo.
Yeah, fuck
with
that
the
shit.
Star Wars sci-fi shit. So
Anything new on your week, Martini?
No, not really.
Are you still taking a life of celibacy and no POF and whatever ish?
Oh yeah. Like I said,
What's POF?
Plenty of fish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
25th. I know I ranted about this last time.
Good.
That site's bullshit. And OkCupid
Well,
is bullshit.
OkCupid's better than POF.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
OkCupid is the best.
Best free site.
Yes, best free site. Yes.
Yeah, like OkCupid, it's the weirdest site. I don't want to get into it. I hate it. Plenty of fish though. I get people from like Manhattan. Like people from Manhattan.
It's probably because of your mileage
Radius,
thing.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
Pure
fuck
mileage.
you, not Manhattan, like New Jersey. That's where I'm from. God damn it.
well, you know, we're blessed because we live in a town that has a train station, and you can get into Manhattan in like 30 minutes.
I don't want to go to the city.
Why not?
The woman of your dreams might be there nerding out somewhere.
LaFwanda from like age 30 in Manhattan who loves her cats. Gonna really do. No, fuck that.
You never know. Lufonda may really have it for you.
No,
No.
thanks.
What is your radius at?
Uncle Rico making it made it happen.
I think my radius
25.
is who's going to have sex with me. Who's willing?
So global
No
reach.
money. Yeah, global reach.
You probably need to put it at like 10 or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm like
America? Do you want to come to America?
I have like Sarah McLachlan songs like singing in the background, like when they're like, "Will you have sex with this man for 10 cents a day?"
Ouch.
You could take this man's virginity.
You can even sit on this man's face.
Oh my god.
wow.
This stuff
Are you sure you
bear-
just run a Poli Games podcast? I mean,
I don't know.
you guys do a porn podcast at night?
Yeah, hello everybody. Everybody start jerking off.
Poly Games After Dark.
Games after dark.
Adult Swim.
Nothing going on. Last week on our celebratory 50th episode,
Nice.
I said that I was because I was really just frustrated with the dating scene, which is funny why you brought that up. But I was just frustrated with the dating scene, and also just the people that I was picking or whatever. That pretty much everybody that I was picking. It was almost as if I had to fundamentally change myself, and I really didn't want that. So I was reading this article talking about are you in love with the person, or you are just in love with love. So Jennifer claims, and I agree with her, that
But it's not really a claim.
what?
It's proclaimed.
Oh, all right. It's proclaimed that I am in love with love. So the thing is that to be, not necessarily to be sure, because I am pretty sure, but it's just to say to just not deal with women in terms of dating and stuff like that for 6 months. Try to detox yourself.
Yeah, that's what I've done this
and stuff. So and then just reassess and reaffirm what you need to do in that 6 months. So right now, I mean, I'm always soul searching, but this time is really do you know?
Do you want to fill
Go.
the listeners in on the gift? Or you could just edit that.
What gift? What are you talking about?
That you sent Sarah.
Oh no, I mean, didn't I tell them? I told them last week, didn't I?
I don't think so. I think you said that you sent a gift last week.
Oh no. Well, I did, but I'll
sorry.
tell. No, I'll tell them. It was a
Apparently, I don't pay attention to my own podcast.
What was that topic last week?
Well, first off, I was
I still haven't put up the meme of the day. My bad.
I was going. Well, I don't want to say going. I was dating somebody for 2 short months, and it didn't obviously go anywhere. So, but the thing is, I was setting up a Christmas gift to give to her for Christmas because I thought it was gonna at least last for that long. But it didn't. But I was like, you know what? It's still here. So let me send it off to her. So pretty much every day she would every day or every other day she would send me photos of her going on hikes and stuff like that, and nature, because she really liked nature. So what I did was I took all those photos from my phone, and I went to like a local store and made a photo album out of them. You know, just to show like what, you know, thank you for showing me who you were. You know, so that's what I sent to her. And did I tell you that she wrote back to me? She wrote back to me the next day.
Yo, that's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
That she got back to you.
Yeah. She wrote to me the next day, and she was like,
again, what you did not tell the listeners. That's what I want to say is that you want to tell the listeners that she got back to you. I know that.
Oh well, you didn't say that. Oh well, yeah. She got back to me. She was just like, oh, like, you know, just thank you, because I really didn't think that we were gonna speak again. I was just like, all right, fine, you know, like whatever.
What a good friend thing to do.
So so she was like, oh, you know, thank you, and I was like, oh, cool. So I felt
Bitch.
No. I mean, I felt good about that, because even though we didn't work out, I just wanted it to be like just peaceful, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was
so
cool.
You're like artsy craftsy like that, or sentimental, or
yeah.
So you're like, you got a soft heart, like you're really
Because that's more thought than I would have ever put into anything.
Yeah, like if I separated from somebody, I'd just be like,
clearly, you just said that your radius is who's gonna fuck me.
No, who is willing? Who's willing? I wanna be, like,
Sorry.
Then he wants to weigh his options: swamp monster versus the ideal woman.
The ideal woman.
Kate and 8, or what's the Honey Boo Boo's mom? Like,
why are we going to TLC references here? No, that's interesting. Like what possessed you to make what brought you to make that book?
It was gonna happen anyway, because that was gonna be her Christmas present. Yeah.
Okay,
that's really
so
fucking sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then,
He's tearing up right now.
I'm like,
He's like thinking about ideas for his wife over here. He's like, things.
Fucking
shit,
photo album. What, do you still have some of those pictures?
what the hell? You have any pictures of my wife? Me hiking? No, but like, so you had it already premeditated. Like, how long into the relationship that you were? I'm gonna make her a photo album.
Well, because the thing is, I didn't want
I
to
didn't say it was like he's nuts.
No,
like, it's obviously premeditated.
The premeditated word freaked me out a little. So I got you. I feel
I'm sorry, I'm using legal
Shouldn't you be used to
jargon.
that, Miss? Shouldn't you be used to that word, Mrs. SVU?
I know. That's why I was like, my friend's not crazy. Don't say that.
You just said proclaimed.
And where was the bloody knife found now? No, but like you came up with the idea obviously in advance.
Yeah.
So like,
I.e. premeditated.
I think what Dan's saying in short is to teach him.
No, the thing is like she kept sending me these photos, and I was like, I feel that these are going to waste.
yeah.
They're not doing anything other than me seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was like, let me do something thoughtful.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the thing. Because I mean, we have been in the digital age since not forever, but like for a long time. So like photo albums are
really
a thing
nice
of the
idea.
past.
Yeah.
You know, like no one like, oh, let me print out these pictures and put it in an album. You know, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, nobody's running back into the burning house to get their pictures.
Yeah, you know, exactly. Like I got it on what is it, like iDrive, or no, that's not what it's called, right? Is it?
What? Which one?
What is Apple's Drive called?
iCloud.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, iCloud. Yeah. So it's like there's iCloud, Google Drive. So it's just like, you know, I'm not running back in there. Whatever. I got it on my phone.
Got these photos.
Yeah.
So
no,
no
that's
one's-
interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah, but other than that, no, nothing necessarily has been going on. What about you, Jen? Is anything going on in your life?
No, just still dating and
Sounds like this guy's the one.
Yeah. I'm just really happy right
no,
now.
I am really happy. It's just
Over the moon.
Yeah.
I get
Looking at wedding dresses.
no, that's the thing. Like
Picking
I
out, finding
feel
out my
like
ring
he's
size.
the one, but like we're like at this like standstill, and like I'm always like go to the top, and he's just like, all right, we're good.
Oh, okay. So you're like, ring on it, and he's just like,
No, he wants like he says he wants to, but like You know, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I bring it up. Like, I feel like some crazy chicken. He's like, I brought it up to you. I'm like, well, motherfucker, if you brought it up to me, why aren't we doing anything about it? Like,
Right.
but then I'm just like,
does he have like a plan in place? Or like,
I know it's the thing. I don't know.
Well,
he's
you guys
not
had
sharing
that
his-
conversation.
Yeah.
And like nothing else happens after that
Right,
conversation.
like we've had the conversation like, yeah, I want to live with you, but then it's like, do.
Like, do you want to live with me for financial reasons, like to split rent, or is it because like you want?
No,
to put a
he
ring on it?
actually owns his own place, and I
Okay.
own my own place.
Oh, okay.
So now we have like the dilemma of
Which place?
well, it just so happens that my place like allows me to have my dog, and I have
Sure.
a washer and dryer in my house.
Oh,
You know, he lives in like kind of like a building that has like a washer and dryer in the basement. And I'm like, I can walk out of my bedroom and throw my clothes in the washer. It's
That's
called
important.
convenience. It is. I have central air. He does not. And
Oh
this-
my
Oh,
God!
yeah,
Then your
yeah.
place. You're fucking. He's just like, but my freedom, and I could jerk off literally anywhere.
Jen's BF. Listen, get over here.
Yeah, come on, man.
No, and
Central
like he
air.
wants to, but he's like trying to get like I guess his like stuff in order to kind of like
Okay.
you know, and that's kind of a great segue into what we're talking about because
Well, let's do it.
you know, dating somebody who has their own place is almost as difficult as dating someone who lives at home. I think feel like I'm having some similar, you know, bumping of the heads.
Oh, okay.
But with my experience as a female, I will say that dating someone who's never lived outside of their home that they live with their parents is trying.
Really?
Because you don't have some of the life skills that you should have.
Interesting.
And I feel like I've just offended everyone, but fuck it.
It's okay.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
All right, well, maybe we can
I'm-
talk about this
I'm
and
about
then
to
you'll
throw down gloves right now.
you'll learn some of these life skills along the way.
Take
I'm
off
about
my
to
shoes,
drop the
too.
mic, but I don't know if that'll hurt the audience's ears.
The reason why I brought Poli Games around is because it is a very good dynamic to talk about this subject. Just because, like, obviously you live on your own, and I live with my parents, and Joseph lives with his parents, and Dan is married
No shame,
and
ladies.
living with his parents.
With Joe.
With Joe.
Hey.
No, but it's kind of like, you know, like a 4-quadrant thing, and I really
feel
like
like
that
the odd
because
man out. I feel like I'm
No.
gonna offend everyone tonight.
No. Please speak your mind.
You could call me a fucking loser, and I'd be like,
No, I don't-
"Right,
I
well,
definitely
he has a
don't."
point.
You're kind. I'm not disagreeing with you.
You're a little blunt about it, but
No, because it was very interesting because there was a time, because I've been there where Dan, where you weren't with your parents, you were on your own with your wife.
Yes, I was.
And I remember that, and then, you know, the
I
thing
vaguely remember that too.
those are really awesome times.
no,
Yeah.
like
The Wii U came out. It had a bright future.
stupid.
It's great.
Dying star. Just like my independence.
No, but you got married, and were you living together when you were engaged or after when you were
So
married?
here's my autobiography.
Yeah, please.
Back in 2012, my wife and I, my then girlfriend, fiance, I should say. This is like I want to say this was in May of 2012. My wife and my then fiance and I. I'm sorry, I keep going back to that. We're looking at places, and all of a sudden we have this catalyst that really pushes us forward to get our own place. And her father died out of the blue. And it forced, I don't say it forced us, but from my perspective, we were going to leave. And we were going to leave each of us were going to, like, she was living with her folks and I was living with mine. And for some reason, it felt like everything accelerated from that moment on and we needed to get our independence. Like, my mother-in-law was like telling Robin, you know, you don't have to stay with me to, you know, comfort me or whatever. I'm a big girl. We've been... My was gonna be my father-in-law. He was in a car accident in the 80s, and it was like he was expected to only live for like 10 years, and he made it into like 20-something, 28 years, something like that. And so it was expected for years that he was gonna go any day. So when it happened, finally, we had seen already like 2 places. And the second place, we're just like, yeah, this will do. And it was a nice little apartment complex type thing. And we then got married in the August after that. And we were on our own for about 8 months. I had...
Gonna cry?
No. It's tough because it is something. It's introspective. You have to look at it in those terms. And in December of 2012, we had only been married for a couple of months at this point. I saw the writing on the wall. I was going to lose my job, and when I did the math, I was already the highest paid retail worker in this GameStop chain that I was working at. And I was bringing home more money than my wife, who had a bachelor's degree in journalism and communications. So her check would not cover the rent, so we had to fall back to my parents' place. And we're making the best of it. It's not easy, you know. Economic situations, like the economic situation of it all, makes it really tough, because if I do feel like one of these people that is struggling to forge a future and struggling to try to make it. And especially, another thing, we're in litigation right now. My wife actually got into a car accident the following May. So May of 2013, she got into an accident where she's basically now, she was working disabled. Now she has been laid off, and she is basically disabled.
And as Dan's lawyer, I'm gonna say no further questions.
We're not gonna go any more into that because again, I'm in a lawsuit about it.
Because we don't want, God forbid, the lawyer goes in the courtroom and in a podcast called
Bad Love and Beyond.
Bad Love and Beyond.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
I'd be like, yes, Martini, we got recognition.
We're gonna get hits. We're gonna get hits, son. But yeah, no, it's really difficult. And
so you guys have been living with your mom now for how many years as a married couple?
So I moved in January of 2013. We're about to hit 2017.
So
4 years. Coming on 4 years. I can
make America great again.
Right. My father, I can read it on his face. It's like, get the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can read it off his fucking voice. All right, so it's breakfast time. And when the fuck are you guys leaving? But for good, though.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, he was awesome, though, because he said to me, he goes, you can stay here, Dan, as long as you go back to school, finish your degrees, and you become what you want to be. I don't want you to stay here, get another job, and then falter and fail because of the economy, and you're right back where you belong. Right back where you started in the house. So, it is difficult. Do I feel like a loser at times? Of course, because it's like...
Do you look like one? All the time, sure.
Right. It's like...
Brotherly love.
Yeah, you know, I'm 30, I'm going to be 32, and it's just like, Jesus, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I'm stuck in a ditch. And I just cannot get this fucking...
Oh, yeah.
I can't get this goddamn gremlin out of the ditch.
I feel like once you hit 22, 23, you start realizing, mortality. What the fuck have I done for a quarter of my life? In this school, doing nothing. All right, here comes the existential crisis when comes finals, And then, so I get what Dan's thinking. I get where your head's at,
They
bro.
call those quarter-life crises.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start listening to reggae.
Yeah, and
You're like, yeah.
and I'm not going to pretend like moving in with my folks was easy. Robin was really resistant about it. And
she wanted, oh shit, yes.
She was like, no, I need my independence, and I understand that this is only going to be for a few months, tops a year, just so we get the ship back on course. And the fucked up thing that happened was that car accident just threw everything off. Because it's like the plan originally was I go back to school, she finds a higher paying job somewhere in the city. The accident happens. It took us a year to figure out what the hell that she had. Not a year. I would think it was 8 months or something like that.
So now do you guys have a set plan or
The plan is this is my last year in school, and then from there find a job. Mm-hmm. That's the short-term plan.
Okay.
Now
living at home, what things do you feel were different than when you had your independence? And I mean, not that living on your own is fully
Well, you
independent.
got two of these beings that put you into this planet, right? And they're kind of not. They're not hovering over your shoulder, but at the same time they are, and they're like my parents are great. They don't meddle with my marital problems.
Well, that's good.
Me and Robin, sometimes our arguments spill into their sphere often, and that seems to be the challenge of restraining it to our space and it not spilling over there and affecting them. So yeah, it I'll get a consultation from my mom. Just want to know, is everything all right with you and your wife? Everything's I love her.
The one thing I
love you more because you're my son.
I want to comment on this.
My dad would be like, "Shut the fuck up."
They're like, it's so true. When they fight, right, and then it gets real bad, like Dan's like, oh, I want to do something. Like he'll be the instigator sometimes. And Robin, like the way they fight, like Dan is annoyed about something, and then he'll say something that annoys Robin, and just like a lot of women do, and I'm not saying all of you guys, okay, some of you guys go straight for the kidney. Right, like you get like annoyed at once. You're like, and I'm gonna just Lannister send their regards. Like they go for the finishing blow right off the bat, and then that sets Dan off. So Dan's like, no, I'm just tired of cooking all this pasta all this time. And then Robin's like, well, you're a fat fuck. And then she's like, well, I'm a fat fuck. Well, this is what I do. And then like they get so like, and Mom and me would like stare at each other like,
yeah,
all right, this is happening. So they move the fight to the basement, and then you get this like weird, like shell shock effect where Mom just looks at me like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. Then Dad, my father's like, I need a little quiet in this house. He's just mad that there's not silence at all times.
Right.
My mom would be like, just make sure he's okay later, because I know when he gets angry, things happen. I just hate it. It upsets me and upsets the dog. It's like it's a weird thing. And then like sometimes those fights they spill into fight, like then everybody just starts jumping in, and then those fights are super awkward because you get two forces, one upstairs, one downstairs, and they're both really angry. And they're both having battle plans. Like, well, you know what? If he comes up here, I'm just not going to say anything. But if he mentions it, the Dan and Robin are downstairs with the cat downstairs. They're like, Miriam opens her big fucking mouth. I'm just saying, I'm gonna let loose. But it's weird. It's weird. There is always not to say like tension, but there is that. Like I get it. Like you're trying to make your family, but you're in your original, family set. It's weird.
Yeah. No, it is, and it's one of those things where I'm sorry, it happens. But any relationship has conflict in it, whether it be parental and child, or whether it be spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you. It gets more complex, throwing your parents in and then a brother and then the dog,
He's family, guys.
He is. He's a member of the family. He's got a personality and everything.
It's weird.
So how do you have married sex in the house with your parents?
How do we do it? Very quietly.
I'm right above him.
Yeah, that's another thing. Not often.
So, it's weird.
I'm going to also say that the car accident prohibits us from stuff too.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
but prior to that, I mean,
Obviously,
there's
no
only a
doggy
few
style.
short months before that, so it was it's tactical. You have to be very tactical. You got to do SOCOM style in the sense
Like
that everything's
candles?
quiet. If we really like one year we decided for our honeymoon we were gonna go to a hotel and have like a staycation.
I was gonna say, do you ever do that? Like, just
Yeah.
go for a couple days, or
As long as we
weekend?
can afford it, which is seldom. It's like maybe I would say in the last 4 years about three or four times.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I got a real good question for you, Dan.
Yeah.
Brother to brother, blood to blood.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard me jerking off?
There's something that happens with the chair, and I can hear it through the doors.
No, really?
No, honestly, we do hear a lot
He's
of.
like, fix the chair.
We got him a new chair. No, we do hear you shuffling a lot in the middle of the night.
So,
yeah.
Joe, you're like
Wow.
of the dating swag.
Okay.
Even though, last time we spoke with you, you were kind of...
Wasn't having it.
Yeah, you had like one little chick that you were putting on blast or whatever. So do you bring girls home?
No.
He's uber private.
I'm Uber. Yeah, I'm Uber private.
We don't know anything about
No,
him. We don't know about his sexual exploits. No. That episode 11, it was. Mm-hmm. I found out more about my brother's sexual endeavors than I've ever been aware or keen to. That's why I came back with him tonight. I wanted to hear more.
Open up, Joe. Open up.
Tell us stuff.
So do you feel that you would ever bring...
Oh, no, definitely.
He's like, for dinner, then that bitch can leave.
No. Here
Once she tastes my cooking, it seals the deal.
Right. Oh, no, trust me, Dan, don't worry about it. So after my little breakdown here on this podcast, where I was like, I'm never going to fall in love. I did fall in love, guys. I fell in love with the YouTube game. I fell in love with doing the podcast. And so, like, that is 90% of what I'm focused on is podcast and school. Because I'm looking at OkCupid. I'm looking at Plenty of Fish. And I'm seeing all these girls. I'm seeing all my friends. They're getting married. They're fucking. They're having kids. Right? They're procreating.
That's the fucked up part about growing up.
Real fucked up. It's like you kids, you of all people are going to have a kid. It's always the irresponsible one. Right? It's always them. It's always like really you out of all people.
I'll give you one right now. Robin's one of Robin's first boyfriends. I find out the other day through a friend. This guy got married, had 2 kids, and now he's going through a divorce, and he's fighting for custody of these 2 kids. This guy was the most irresponsible douchebag I've ever met in my life. And I didn't even, it was time before I even knew Robin existed. Mm-hmm. And it's like, damn it, this guy is way ahead of me at life. He's like, if my life was a Monopoly board, I'm still over by, what is it, Colorado, with those light blue ones right before jail. And he's already around,
Park Place.
Park Place. He's about headed up to Park Place.
But no,
but he already had to pay the luxury tax with the divorce.
Yeah.
So
he now gives $200 every time he passes gas. So I'm seeing all of that. I'm seeing all these girls and on OkCupid, and they're just like, we have a job, and it's really always a nice job. Like, we work in the city, and I love it every day. Vanilla lattes, that's Starbucks. Love it with my girls, and like they're always like a picture of them at the club. I'm like, why do I want a picture of you at the club? Come on, ladies, you and the dog faces gotta go. It's not cute. It's annoying. I fucking hate it. You're not a dog. You're a human.
Oh, you're talking about those filters?
Yeah, I fucking hate those Snapchat filters. But
Oh my God.
I'm going on a rant here, but I'm just like, I'm seeing everybody, and they're like, they have a job. And I'm like, I work at nothing, nowhere, not a zip zilch. So it gets
you
me
work
in
at
this
Poli Games.
I work at this prestigious podcast.
Tens of dollars
a month, Martini. All right, this isn't no chump change we're running here. You know what I can do for $10 a month? How much does Google Go or HBO Go?
That's
we can almost afford HBO Go.
Oh God.
So take that.
HBO Go is free. Now is the one that costs.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there
That's
you go.
how bad we're doing.
4 months from now, I could buy an Apple TV to get HBO Go. But so I see that, and I'm just like, Justin needs to get a fucking job. You know, that's my my motivation of finding someone is really just I'm looking at all these people. I'm like, I need to get my fucking shit in order. That's my focus. That's my motivation. So I'm going into college, and I'm just like, yeah, if I find someone in college and I'm talking to them and they're nerdy and they can withstand me playing video games, because the one thing that's the biggest turn off for me is look this is the field I want to go into. Right? It's the gaming field. I think games are art. They're art that people waste hours upon making universes, worlds that you can manipulate and call your own. And so that's what I want to get into. And if you're going to have a bitch fit when I go, okay, I need to go play a game now. Oh, you go on those video games. I fucking hate them. And then I'm just immediately turned off.
Why is your future girlfriend 90?
Don't make fun of Meredith. She's seen a lot. She's seen World War II. All right, Jen? That's really mean of me.
Her favorite show is Murder, She Wrote, right?
Yeah, she
And
loves
MASH.
it. Yeah.
Matlock.
Yeah, Matlock.
All right,
No,
she
Exhibit A. No, go ahead.
She thinks
So do
FDR
you
is still
think,
present.
so other than like not having a job right now, which you're in school, I mean, and like you remind the audience how old you are if you don't mind.
I'm 20. What is it? 5. Right? No, I'm really. I'm just like that's where it's.
Feel like I'm that fully
25.
sure. So, but how like on your scale of life importance in a relationship, how important do you think it is to not be living with your mom to have a relationship at your age?
I don't think it's that bad. I don't feel like a girl's just like, oh great, he's living with his parents, he's 25. I feel like if it was this guy's living with his parents, he doesn't have a job, he's not going to school, then yeah, that guy's a fucking loser. But as long as she's seeing me
No,
for
you're
who
trying,
I
you're
am,
making
yeah, and I'm
progress.
trying, yeah, I'm making progress. Thank you so much. You know, if she's seeing that, then if she has a problem with it, she look in the fucking mirror, because chances are she, as well as living with her parents, are about to maybe think about getting up there and moving out, right? Because like I don't feel like in this generation, what are we, X or Y? What Pokemon game are we, Dan?
I think you're Y.
I'm Y.
X.
So like Generation Y, we're living with our parents till like we're 30, and it's normal. You know, we have that whole safe spaces thing.
I think if we were in the middle of the last decade,
Yeah,
you
that'd
know,
be a
10
fucking
years
loser.
ago, then that's loser status. I think that now the economic climate that we're in, with college debt, student loans, you know, you see a lot of people are moving back in, and I think now that moving back in with their folks, and I think you're gonna have less trouble finding a girl that sees you playing video games, because like I said, I don't know if nerd culture has entered the mainstream. Tech jobs are now the jobs that pay. So like if you have a prospect of like the podcast, even though it's like a life, what do they call it, a lifestyle industry that we're in, you know, that has the potential to be self-sustaining, and you may not be super philanthropist, but you will make possibly make a living on it. That's really good. I think girls would tolerate that.
Well, yeah, and it's also like I feel like the type of girl, because like the type of girl I want is very niche as well. It's like I need a
Beggars
girl.
can't be choosers either.
Oh, you know what, Dan? I don't want no Victoria's Secret model, Dan.
No, it sounds like that when you say the type of girl I'm after.
Well, yeah, no, but the type of girl I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like some people they like black chicks, they like white chicks. Mine's is nerdy. Like as long as you you go, I love like Tolkien. You know, like what? But I'm not like that. But like real nerds. Like I'm talking like none of these little like gamer girls you see them with the Xbox and like I can't wait to play Call of Duty later. Look at me, I'm one of the fellas. I'm not that annoys the shit out of
with
me.
the black with the framed glasses.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
They purchased that fucking Kinko's or whatever.
Kinko sells glasses.
Yeah. Look at it, kids. 90s reference. So like it's just like the type of girl is like a nerdy girl that like not just like goes, oh okay, he's out playing his games. It's like she understands.
Let me ask you a question to follow up on that. What if the girl is the girl? What if a girl falls for you out of nowhere and she's not a geek? Let's say she's the total opposite of a geek. Give me what would be the opposite for you as a geek?
I'll go club.
Let's say you got a church-going girl. How's that?
Church-going girl. Oh, those annoy me. I'll be honest with you.
But what if she didn't annoy you? It just took you for a loop. Like, oh, she's got different things going on, and you know that could be the spice of the relationship.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it has to be a nice, good old Christian girl
right.
goes to church on every Sunday with her parents. I'm saying, what if it's something out of left field that you're not really thinking about? Let's say it's like
depends.
you get a I don't know.
You got to narrow it down. It's being broad.
Well, look, I wouldn't say I was looking for that when I found Robin. Robin kind of just happened.
Well, I mean, then those things happen, right? Like I think I'll know. You know, like when you're saying like a sheltered like Christian girl, I'm just immediately I don't know.
I think when you cement yourself to a type, you then cement yourself to not so much hardship, but
Dan, I am
you
very
need to
broad.
experience life.
I'm very broad.
Okay.
You see, each
You're
category,
broad.
Every category in Pornhub, I've had somewhere in there.
All right. Martini.
What's up?
Definitely the beyond part.
So I feel like we got a little off track, but it was very interesting hearing Joe decipher what kind of woman he wants that he may or may not bring home to his mom.
Right.
But since you live at home with your mom, what can you say that your experience has been with dating?
Right, because
Even though I was there once.
Because yeah, Dan is married and living with the parents, and you have yet to bring a girl to the
Yet.
Okay.
You did
So
have-
Oh wait. AB for like 4 months or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure. I've brought them home.
okay.
Them.
Go ahead.
No, and I
look what I'm planning.
and I have brought girls to my house too, and just like you said, it is hard. Well, one, I've never really lived outside my parents' home. I've always lived at home, and it's been hard because sometimes you just don't want to bring a girl too early. Just for the parents' sake, because they're like, oh, who's this? Like, who's coming in this domain? I'm like, oh, is that your girlfriend? Is that gonna be your wife? You love her? And something like, yo, calm down, man. This is a chick.
Is that how your folks are?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, man. Yeah, totally see that. Don't give it some time. I'm gonna give you something right here.
Back the fuck off.
When I met Robin was pursuing me to an extent. And
Shock.
Yeah, right. Like, this never happened before. That's why I kept her. No.
In the basement, locked.
I was pursuing her friend for a while, and she had come over with Robin, knowing that Robin was interested in me, and I was sick one time, and they came over with balloons, and she met my mom that way, and mom was just boom, alarms went off. She's like, yep, that girl's interested in my boy.
Yep.
I like her. She's claiming him and everything. It's different.
I was 15, 16 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Robin was fucking thirsty, you guys. I remember that day vividly.
Robin's gonna kick your ass.
Oh no, she's fine.
She admits it too.
Yeah, no. She sit right next to him like this nervous smile on her face. I remember the day, straight up, so vivid. And she's just she has balloons in one hand, and in the other she's just clenched them so hard together, and she's just smiling, being so next to Dan, no personal space, none whatsoever. And Dan's just oh, I'm sick. I'm just, oh hey, what's your name again? You know what I mean? This is a new experience. I'm Dan, do it, go for it. But I'm you fool, you're messing this up.
Wow. But yeah, it was just hard just bringing just girls around, and also but just like you said, when you would try to do staycations and stuff, sometimes we would do the same thing, let's just go to a hotel, just be just you and me. But the thing is, it gets expensive. So I'm yo, F it, man, I'm just staying at home, and just chilling out. And yeah, and even though let's say this would be my room, and over there would be a little hallway, and then the living room. I was F it, man, I'm gonna do the do. I don't care, because I'm with my girl, and then whatever, so we would do it there. But no, it's definitely trying. And also too, even with,
have your parents ever not caught you, but
no,
the next morning go, seriously, dude, that fucking loud?
No. They would
Your
always.
dad passes you the hallway, high five.
That's my boy.
My boy.
No.
Did me proud last night. Shook the house.
Shook the house. No. They were always busy watching TV and stuff like that. So it was whatever. But
You interrupted Jeopardy.
but the thing.
God damn it, Martini, Wheel of Fortune's on.
Like,
I can't finish this damn puzzle.
Stupid.
Why are we thinking Martini's parents are in a home?
You said Jeopardy and like Wheel of Fortune goes with it like bread and butter, man.
I'm sorry we destroyed this podcast. I
fine.
take full responsibility.
No, but the thing that's also trying too is that, well, I mean, obviously you don't have to go through this since you're already married. It's just that because since I do live with my parents, it's always hard to bring somebody in because they do think that person is going to be like the next one or like the one, because they saw it with like my ex-fiance. Like they thought, oh, this is gonna be great, but then after that they've been pretty sad, you know.
Yeah.
And so,
well, they're your parents. They hurt for you. When you hurt, they hurt.
Yeah.
If they're good parents.
yeah,
You
I'm
know.
pretty sure Martini's mom hated me.
no, she didn't. But
Or...
no, but it's
Every mama's got that mama bird quality where they just like, this is my boy, you know. When me and Robin had a break one time, which lasted a whole 15 hours.
That was rough, man.
But yeah, no, that was my mom. That was the first and last time I ever saw my mom like really like. My mom and Robin get along like the complete opposite stereotypical relationship.
right with the mother-in-law and the daughter.
Mother-in-law, they love each other. It's like holy. It's like like Robin and my mom. If there were past lives, they knew each other prior to it, and they're like kindred spirits in that sense. It's just like, wow, they connect really well. I always wanted to have the father-in-law son relationship, and it was kind of like it was robbed from me to an extent because of his condition. But at the same time, I've kind of grown closer to my dad in the same sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've always had friction. I've always had power battles with my dad, and that's another thing. Like, holy shit, do I have power battles with my dad? Like, I see the world one way. Yeah. Politically, we're on the same wavelength, but like, if I see something should be done X, it's Y for my dad, and X may work 1,000 times for me, but that 1,001 time that I do it in front of my dad, it fucks up, and it fucks up royally. And then my dad's Y, which never works for me, he's just like, there's the magic.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
told you it could work.
It's like if you're a nerd out there, it's like Tyrion and Tywin's Lannister's relationship.
Oh shit, that's
Except
good.
Dan is not a dwarf. It's like that's like there's just like this scowl to my dad, to Dan, but like Dan doesn't read that scowl as that's just how he is. Like he's just
I'm always looking for approval.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for
And,
like the pat on the back. My dad's not like that though, and I always have to like. I get that from my mom, and I just have to accept it. And sometimes it's just like I just thirst it from my dad.
So like sometimes Dan will just yell at him. He's like, "I'm on trial because I'm a dwarf," and my dad's like, "What?"
Stupid.
I'm on
Dan, I
episode
watched
9,
that
don't
show
spoil
last
it.
night.
Yeah.
But
It was a good episode.
to do a throwback, with also complications with living with parents when Jen and I used to date, she would always like want me to come over, and I couldn't. So it would be like, she'd be like, oh, you know, like I want you to come over and stuff like that. I'm like, I can't, you know, like I like there would be a lot of times when I would try, but like I just couldn't, just because I would like live with my parents, and the speaking of like the mama bird and stuff like that, like sometimes she would want me to obviously like just sleep over, you know, because we were together, but I couldn't because like my parents told me that I couldn't, and I'm like, I'm 28. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
That
and
is
like
actually,
and like it would suck so much. Like I would literally like have to like lie. Like I would literally like lie and be
He's
like,
oh, there's a guys retreat, and we're all gonna like go do something.
yeah,
you
and
gotta
they were
go
like,
Going to a cabin in the woods.
you gotta orchestrate it for like fucking weeks.
yeah, oh
Right?
yeah, oh definitely,
Martini.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna work. You know, like
when
stuff,
me
so.
and Robin were dating, and she would come over to my place, we would always come over to my place because I kind of always felt like I was rescuing her from her dad. Because it kind of felt like she was the princess locked in the tower, and he was
The dragon.
I don't want to say monster because it's just like he's not a monster, but he was just like, it felt negative in that house when he was alive. He'd always have the windows shut, no sunlight coming in. It felt like a dungeon. So, like, in essence, I felt like she was captive, and I was like, this is the world. And every night, I remember I would have to drop her back off at 11 o'clock. And I'd have to call if we were going to be a few minutes late. But we were she was on the other side of town, not the other side of the county. Right. So it was way easier. It's like, a 5-minute drive, but it was always that 5 minutes. It was just like, this is so stupid. Mm-hmm. It's always so dumb. Why do I have to drive her back? Doesn't they trust me?
Oh, no. I was surprised when like you open the door. He's like, all right, my daughter, let me see. Turn around. You all right? It's not hurting you? Okay. Dan, give me your hands. Let me smell your fingers. Like,
the first
You're not
time,
deflowering my girl.
First time I met I met Alan, and I go, my name's Dan. We're gonna go to the mall, and I'll have her back in a few hours. He goes, you can have her back by 8. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll bring her back around 6. And it was like 3 o'clock. No, you can bring her back by 8. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I remember coming to your house, Martini, and like, I don't know if I felt independent. Like, I moved out when I was 23, but I moved out because my boyfriend was like, I love you, I want to live with you, move in with me, and I'll take care of you. And like, my mom kind of like gave me shit about our relationship, and I don't know, they were just like being ridiculous. Like, my dad would like get pissed at me and like throw my keys in the woods so that like I couldn't go anywhere. And then I
really would throw your keys in the woods.
Yeah, he pretty much hated my boyfriend because
really?
he thought that like I was he was the reason I was being defiant.
Oh, okay.
So, and I wasn't. I was just like, I want to go be with my boyfriend. And she's like, oh, blah, 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 whatever. So they beefed about it, and then finally he was like, I'm going to move out with you. And then one day I think I came home and I was like, I'm leaving and I'm going to live with so-and-so. And they're like, what?
Were you always rebellious, or?
Yeah. That's my middle name. But I cry about everything. So then my mom was like, okay. She's like, well, if you leave, you can't come back. I'm like, whatever, woman. So I left, and the only time I had to come back was when after he and I moved in together. Mm-hmm. Like, as soon as we moved in together, we broke up because he was cheating. He's a fuckface. And
son of a bitch.
Then, like, I was like, fuck you, bounce. I was like, I'm making money now, so I'm going to get a roommate. We got a 2-bedroom apartment in the basement somewhere. It was a nice 2-bedroom apartment. I just want to put that out there. I liked it.
That's awesome.
So it was like 2-bedroom for $900. I was like, I can swing $450 a month. Like, all utilities were included.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, so
can't get that shit now.
Was it a murder shack before? How do you get that rate in New Jersey?
Italians like fix up their basements in Lodi, and they're illegal.
Oh, okay.
But the illegal part I didn't know about. So I had like this beautiful basement apartment in Lodi, where all the Italians live, and I got a roommate on Craigslist. He happened to be an Italian guy, and he was like getting married and whatever, and then like he moved out. I had another roommate for a while, and then like the fire chief came one day and was like, this apartment's illegal, get the fuck out.
Oh shit.
Are you serious? Wow.
I like had to go home for like a little bit, but then I found another apartment in Belleville, and then I moved to Essex County, and I kind of like apartment hopped. Like, anybody who knows me, I've had like the most apartments ever. I've moved, before I moved here, I probably moved about 9 times since I was 23.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of favors you owe people.
I went home. I know. My brother's like, God damn, I feel like every year I'm bringing this truck down here and moving this mattress.
You know how heavy your fucking bed is?
I know. He's like, get a fucking blow-up bed.
That's bad on the back. Yeah. Your brother's not thinking. He's not thinking with his brain.
You're going to have to start paying him.
People would just be like, are you fucking moving again? Because I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, sorry.
He's like, as a lady, you're standing there like, I'll get the vase. You're going to get the huge ass TV, right? With your friends?
Who's getting the dresser?
Cool.
Right, so
Woman can't
I moved home like one other time after that, and when I moved home, I think I was like 20. I don't know. How old would I have been in 2009? No, that wasn't 2009. 2011.
31.
So 5 years ago, I was like 33. I moved home for a very short period of time, and I thought I could have a guy sleep over. And
oh boy.
And my mom was like, who the fuck was that? I was like, so-and-so. And she's like, what the fuck was he doing here? She's like, you can't have people sleep here. And I'm like, I'm like, this is going to be a short fucking visit. And I got my eggs in order and I left. I was like, I'm not doing this.
I can't fuck. What is this? You know?
And he was kind of rude, though. Like, he just, like, went through the house.
Hey, boned your daughter. Eggs, mine.
I'm referring to everyone's favorite alpha male, Noble. Yeah, he was just rude in my house.
I hate that shit.
But, like, I mean, I didn't like the feeling of, like, going backwards and, like, not, like, you know, I shouldn't really say anything about, like, if I went out or anything. But, like, I live so far from civilization where they live that, like, I didn't want to go out.
See, my thing is, it's similar with Martini, where it's like you got to make up stories, and you got to be a real good liar. I can lie right now. I can say that, like I can, if Dan died right now, I could puppet string him alive for a good year.
Weekend at Bernie's him?
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's, but, like, the 360 edition, like 360 days. Anderson Cooper's involved.
I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like
So
like
Dan.
once you reach a certain age, like mom should kind of like chill
Back the
out.
fuck off.
Like when I went to your house, Martini, like we weren't doing anything, obviously, but like your mom was kind of like Martini. She's like,
Oh,
"You're-"
but that's
she's
his
like,
angel.
I know. She was like, your friend is still here, and it's getting kind of late. I'm like, bitch,
Yes.
it's 10 o'clock.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
It was 10 o'clock.
That she does. Yeah, she would do that a lot. She would. She did that with her. Thank you for reminding me. She did that with her, and she did that with my ex fiance too. It'd be like, don't you think it's kind of late? Like it's like 10:30. I'm like it.
That's old school,
for both of them, it would take like half an hour to get home. So it's not that bad, and it's not like it'd be like slippery on the floor or whatever. Like I'm like, no, they're good. I don't understand. It's like, no, it's late.
I want to go to sleep
I gotta
knowing my
sleep.
angel isn't with a woman.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, whatever.
like-
I'm
have to-
like, I'm
my-
out, Martini, peace.
My mom was great.
Yeah,
my
no.
dad was the weirdo.
Here's the thing. Can I speak to this?
Go ahead. It's your
So,
father
like,
too.
I have
He's your father,
every
too?
fucking night, maybe 12 or 1.
We
They're getting
think.
better. They're getting better. It used to be 11 to 12. Now it's 12 or 1. I'll get a call. Joseph, it's your mother. What are you? Sorry. She's sounding more like she's dying. When is she coming home? It's not me. You know, your dad worries. Okay, goodbye.
Mom sounds
and-
so Jewish. My mom's
Yeah, right.
Hispanic.
I'm sorry. I'll make her sound like Emperor Palpatine.
Dude, must be dead. Why aren't you home? Where your father worries for you and your lack of conviction.
But like, if I don't answer her 5 minutes later, like Dan will call me. He's like, Joe, Emperor Palpatine just called me. He's fucking pissed about the Death Star thing. It's like, just come home. You know, it's not her, it's Dad. And like, there was one time
I hate
I was about to
making
fucking,
those calls.
I was
really do.
fucking about to get it in, guys. I was at this party. There was marijuana there. Guys, don't do drugs except for weed.
It was the guy's name. That
fucking
was the dude's
rat.
name.
Yeah, his name was Marijuana, and his wife Mary Jane, and it was fucking awesome. And like, we were all having fun. It was chill. It was relaxed. So one girl takes me to a room where we're gonna light up, and it's gonna have a private sesh. And I was like, yes, Joseph. Where's that condom? Where is it? All right, fine. At least you're going to get a blowjob tonight. And I'm like, yes, Joseph loves getting blowjobs. That's excellent. And so I was just like, what's up, Dan? And then, right, like, as
I can't
I'm
hold it in.
smoking it, like, as I'm smoking a little bit of Kush, okay, or a jazz cigarette. As I'm about to take part of a jazz cigarette, fuck. And then, like, this girl's already high, so she's just like, oh, Joe, it's your mother. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore it. No, it's your mother. No, you can't ignore your mother. And now I'm a little high, too, so I'm just like, you're right, I can't ignore my mother. She loves me so much. And so mom's like, my mom's like, Joseph, where are you? Oh, God. I'm like, I'm at this. I forget what I lied about at this time. It was like a long time ago. And I'm like, I'm whatever. I'm with the guys. And she's like, oh, please come home soon. You know how your father worries. He's a fucking douchebag when it comes to this. And I'm like, I was like, all right, Mom, all right, see ya. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to being Emperor Palpatine. Do it. And I was just like, oh fuck, because now it's 11 o'clock. I am now losing wood. This girl is now what your mom told you to come home. That's fucked. So now I'm not getting laid tonight. I'm not even gonna get any type of fellatio. Hand job out of the question. And so, like, now I'm just like, oh man, she was looking really, really attractive, you guys. I can remember that night. Heels, oh my God, on point. Anyway, so Joseph would have wrecked it. Let's just say, like Wreck-It Ralph. And now I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, now I'm paranoid. I have to get unhigh. So the next 2 hours is just like, I need to breathe fresh air. Where's fresh air? Because this house, everybody's smoking weed. Everybody is drunk out of their fucking mind. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. And so, like, eventually I get sober enough that I can go and I can drive. And when you're driving high, guys, or mildly so, it is correct. Don't do it, first off. But it's not like you're driving drunk. I've never been drunk. But, like, you're just uber cautious about everything. Actually, you know what? Drive high. No.
As a future educator, I'm going to say, don't do that.
Like,
I want to be on the record
I'm
here.
driving 5 miles below the speed limit. Every car I think is a cop, so I'm just like, come on, fucking in the game, Joseph, in the game. And then you make it home and you're just like, oh, fuck.
Give yourself a high five.
Yeah, no, but then my dad's sitting in the fucking chair, and I'm just like, hello, darkness, my old friend. Fucking gonna yell at me once again. And like my dad's just like,
Simon and Garfunkel.
what are you doing? I was with my friends. Smell like smoke. And this is when people didn't know I smoke weed. And I was just like, those are my friends. Okay, I gotta go. And I mean, like half the time it is because like all my friends smoke, but like other times it's weed. And so I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then I got bitched at the day afterwards. So it's difficult because you got to make up the lie, and then like you have to lie and die on that lie. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's all or nothing. Because you can't go, yeah, I was at a party, everybody was smoking weed and getting drunk, and your son participated in half of those things. Oh, and by the way, you owe me a blowjob. Wait, that was weird. I don't mean to say that, but in the future, stop it. You know, it's
It's
like,
funny when you do blow up on them, and they're like, well, why? They'll give him
Why?
shit. They'll give him shit like, why haven't you had a girl? We're kind of concerned. And it's like, well, you guys are slowing him down from going out there, especially my dad, which is like, you know, as a male, there is that hunter-gatherer aspect of the DNA.
My son queer.
Yeah, he's concerned about that, but he doesn't want to give you the free rein to actually go out and gather and hunt. So it's just like, you know, I even feel for him too. I'm like, why are you interfering so much? He is an adult. Oh, he lives under my roof. So,
Yeah.
He's not coming. He hasn't never been arrested. He hardly ever gets a ticket.
No, but it is true. Like it's the same thing. Like my mom continues to derail me, you know, and stuff like that. It's just like
They want you to succeed, but they don't know how to stop making you fail.
yeah, it's like, you know, it'll be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's say I'm out doing something, whatever, and she'll like call, and I'm like, yo, like I'm like, what do you like? What do you want? Like, I know you want me to come home and stuff like that, but like, it's so funny. Like, I don't know why they don't trust their upbringing. You know what I mean? Like the upbringing, like the
good one.
You know what I mean? Like,
You raised me.
Yeah, you raised me well. Like, what the hell do you think that I'm doing? You know, like I'm just out.
I find that since I'm married, I get way less of that when I leave at night.
Because you're married.
Yeah, when I leave at night, let's say I have to go to the pharmacy to pick up something, I don't get shit from it. But when this guy goes out to get a cheeseburger the next morning, holy shit!
It's the same
Why were
thing.
you leaving the house?
It's the same thing
Joe,
with my parents.
We noticed your door shut in the middle of the night, and you didn't urinate or anything. Why the front door slammed?
They like my parents. My parents, till this day, will not think that I am an adult until I have a spouse. That's just the mentality. That's why you don't get shit.
You think it's
like,
that? I think
it's absolutely that. But it's because you can't be a kid and be married. You know what I mean? But if you're not, if you're not married, then you're definitely you're still my child.
I can see that they are saying, all right, the responsibility of parenthood has evaporated because now this other person is now in charge of what Dan does. You know, they're responsible because that's Robin's responsibility.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like we're going out for the podcast, and I don't have to tell Mom that we're going out for a podcast, but
Well,
I
Mom's
do. I let her know.
Cool with it because I could be like, I could bring someone home and be like, "All right, Mom, get my dick sucked upstairs." Don't like, and she'll be like, "Haha, funny joke." Oh God, is he really doing it? It's like I better just. There's things I gotta focus in the kitchen. I gotta do for 45 minutes. It's like, but Dad is just like, "What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
But maybe with
There's
your
a
mom,
thing. There's a thing. One second. Going back to the dynamics of the house. A few years ago, we had a New Year's Eve party where your friends came over.
Right.
Dad got a little hammered, like a little buzzed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, Dad, I think you had enough. Let's all be friendly here. You don't tell me when I had enough.
Yeah,
It
that
gets
was your
into one
mistake.
of those things.
That was your mistake. You should just back out and let it.
You just back out.
Because
Let
he has
nature
to be
take
the
its-
life of the party. This is my house. No one tells me.
Is your dad Scarface?
Yeah,
He
he's-
kinda
he
my
comes
dad.
off.
I'm gonna say one thing about Pop. My father like learns languages by ear. He came from Europe, so my father is a Spaniard, so he knows Spanish. They moved to Belgium, so Belgium and there you have to know Flemish, Dutch,
He knows like 5-6 languages.
German,
Oh wow.
English, a little bit. My dad speaks fluent French.
Really?
So he had like 4 or 5 languages before he came to the States. When he came to the States, he learned English, but he learned English by ear, and he learned it through movies. He learned a lot of the way he speaks. If you watch a John Wayne movie, my dad loves John Wayne movies. You watch John Wayne movies, my dad talks like John fucking Wayne. He just doesn't say Pilgrim.
Yeah, no,
he just does.
So why are you home, Pilgrim? My name's Joe. Whatever, Pilgrim.
So, what are you doing here?
That's his famous line.
But yeah, what were you
But
saying?
my thing is, right, is it because, and I don't want to get into it, I'm sorry, but is it because maybe you're an African-American male at night, your mother gets concerned? Because I know one of my black friends.
Only now.
Yeah, because one of my black friends, she's like, I don't go out at night. Like she was like, I'm hungry. I'm like, then why don't you go out? She's like, you don't understand. I'm black. I'm wearing a hoodie right now, and I'm in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're in my neighborhood, I watch you leave the car to be an eyewitness. I worry because I care. It's a very white neighborhood, and people are stupid.
They're very. I don't want to get into it.
No, but only now. But before, but one, she can't do anything because I work overnight, so I have to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really bad. And I remember, I don't even know what I did. I remember you had your New Year's party last year, and I slept over. I don't even know what I actually think I told her the truth. I was like, yeah, I'm going to a friend's house, New Year's Eve party, whatever. And I believe this is what happened. I told her, she's like, oh, okay, well, give me her number so I have it, so so I know.
No.
And I'm like,
No.
but it's her house. It's like it's not like it's her parents' house. It's like I'm going to her house.
Hello, Jen. Where's your parents?
No, I'm telling you, she dude, I'm 4 years away from being 40, but I feel like I'm 14, 15, and it's really bad.
Now, what happens if you put your foot down?
I put my foot down. We get into battles every day. This is why I'm having a bad week. Like we get into battles all the time, and it really sucks. No, because I mean, well, not half, but a little factor is because of my my mom. That we kind of like dropped off when we broke up, because she would just always get in the way, and it's just bad systematically, and also too, even with the most recent
Yoga chick.
yeah, with the most recent person that I was dating, she said that that my mom takes a lot of my time. It's because she's sickly now, so I have to take care of her.
Okay.
But which she understood. She completely understood, because it was she had the same issue. But the thing is, she maneuvered a way to break away from it, so she doesn't feel like she's the martyr all the time. So all the time, even today, I was late because I'm she knows I'm always on time. Especially for this.
You're always Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, so I would get mad because I'm like, yo, I'm busy. I have stuff to do, and it's not that she doesn't care, but she's just very flippant about it. Just very and I'm like, oh, and with the girl, she was like, I don't know like I feel like I'm fourth in line, you know, with like your job, your podcast, and your mother. It's like, where's the time for me? I'm just like, fuck. So it's like it's like what you said. It's like, okay, you want grandchildren, but at the same time you're effing things up,
Right.
you know. So it's like,
But also on this, I don't know her name, so I'm just gonna call her bitch.
What'd you call? You called her yoga bitch?
No.
I thought I heard yoga bitch.
no,
I
You're
didn't
breaking
even,
my friend's heart, you evil woman.
no.
one, I never said bitch.
You said yoga.
Not
or
on this
something.
podcast
yoga girl?
anyway.
Yoga girl or something?
I called her yoga chick.
Yeah.
Why
That's
is
her.
she a yoga
that's her.
chick?
That's her name on this podcast.
because she
she
teaches yoga.
teaches yoga.
Oh, dude, that's sexy.
Okay, you're not making this situation better, Dan.
Sorry.
Nah, I bet it sucked. I bet it's yoga.
She's probably
you
the
get
worst yoga instructor ever.
library.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, but like,
the bleeding heart
kind
over
of
here.
selfish on her because like, look, your mother's not
It
feeling
is,
good.
but as somebody who dated Martini,
Okay.
I would have to say that it is a little trying. Like when it constantly comes up, it kind of becomes something where you're like, "Fuck, this is what it's gonna always be," because there's no means to an end just yet. And when you're in the beginning part of a relationship, especially like if you want to spend like overnights with that person, you kind of get to the point where you're like, what are we supposed to do?
I kind of feel though that you from your personality for as long as I've known you, you're a giving person. You know, like you're very you self-sacrifice a lot. You put yourself last, and you put others first a lot of the time. So like in the beginning, I asked you what possessed you to make that album, and because that is a very selfless thing to do. It's very like, you know, an external thought process for a lot of people, and you know that speaks to your character, and that should be, a lot of women should look at that as like a pro, not a con.
Right.
Because like if you're willing to take care of your mother, what does that mean for your spouse? Like if you show that kind of love and respect for your mom, that's definitely going to translate over
Absolutely.
to a spouse.
It does, but I do it begrudgingly. It's like don't make me like an angel.
Listen, we're not,
Ladies, Martini is
not all
a saint.
saints. No. Like we're not all saints. Like I'll put my mother sometimes like ahead of whatever Robin needs in the moment because I don't pay rent. So like if my mom needs me to cook dinner that night, I'm cooking fucking dinner because I'm living rent free right now.
Yeah.
So I'll do it. After a while, you do it too many times, so I'm like, I'm getting.
But also too,
argument.
speaking about like always doing those things like that my mom would always be like interfering. I would run because Jennifer was like my first like adult like relationship, so I would like run to her house. She was like, "You want to come over?" I was like, "I'll be right there."
No, and that's the thing.
in
Like,
front of the house.
even if Martini got out of work at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, you know, closing the store, he would still come to my house by 11 o'clock. And like he'd make the effort. So it's not. I never think that Martini
And
was
I'd be
never
super
gonna.
tired. I'd be super
Never
tired,
gonna
too.
make the effort, but like he'd come over and like pass out, which is kind of like the same problem I have in my current relationship, just because of his work schedule. Like, but I appreciate that he makes the effort to come here, you know, and I appreciate the Martini did too. I just think that like for any woman, like you have to like be understanding. I think if his mom gave him like a little bit of leniency, like, you know what, Mom, you know, everything's good with you tonight. Everything's good with you for the weekend. It's Saturday night. I'm off. You know, I'm going to be home tomorrow morning. Like if she would just maybe understand that. And I don't know, like, because I don't live with you. Like, I don't know if it's like you don't want to hear the shit so you don't ask, or you know that she's going to flip her shit.
Well, it's that too, and also too, it's like it's so ingrained in my head. Like I don't think I could. Let's say it feels like 6 p.m. and I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm gone until like tomorrow morning. I don't think I'd be able to rest until like maybe like I called in at maybe like 11 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know, before you go to bed, I'm whatever, because it's just so ingrained in my head.
Smart idea. Just wait for a second, Dan.
Sure.
Let's just say you take a woman out, dinner or whatever. Call her first. Call your mother first. Go, hey, Mom, yeah, no, things are just going to take a little longer tonight. So, you know, but like I'll be home at like 1 or 2, or tops, just to let you know, I love you. Bye-bye. And then that will buy you that time, or at least an hour more. That's what Joseph has learned.
Let me ask this question. Let's say you do let's say you get a date tomorrow and you're going to be out late. would your mom be upset that you're out? Let's say you do the deed, you seal the deal, one night stand and everything, but you stay the night and you don't come home till the next day, like noon. Is that a problem for your mom?
Hell yeah.
That's a problem.
Hell yeah.
That you're out there trying to make some magic happen.
Yeah.
Martini, you came in and you're smelling like a woman.
I think you need to.
I
know you kind of. It's kind of not like Stockholm syndrome. Maybe it is a little bit. Like you feel like you constantly like owe her something, and to a degree you do, but you do a lot for her. So I almost feel like you have to. Next time these opportunities arise, like let's say you're going out Saturday night. So let's say Saturday during the day, be like, Mom, what do you need done today? I'm going to take you out. We're going to do everything you need to do. But tonight I am leaving and I won't be back till this time. And then she's like, but, be like, Mom, I'm about to be 40 and I am never going to be able to learn how to live my life. Because you're not going to be
You're going to have to
time.
start putting your foot down.
Yeah.
No, trust me, like I do.
I know. But
Like,
keep doing
like trust me, I do.
What is she going to do if you just don't come home?
Does she change the locks or something?
No. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
She'll be
I
like,
just tell her I love you. I'm not trying to upset you, but like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
I know my
live.
iPhone's got this shit. Does your phone have this thing where it's do not disturb mode? Like you could set
yeah.
Just like do not disturb.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's like
Martini's
Martina,
mom, but
kick
like I
ass.
feel from
There's
like
47
what I've
missed
heard
calls.
is that she'll like panic.
She will. She definitely will.
So he can't just not answer her.
Yeah.
But he does need to tell her I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I'll call you in the morning when I'm on my way home.
Yeah, I would just say that.
Because I think it's just because I think
I'm in a safe place. I love you.
She just
Good
can't.
night.
But she just can't perceive like why do you need to be out that late? What's going on at like 3? You know, like what's
Be
open
explicit
at 3?
right time.
Yeah,
No.
sometimes,
But I'm serious. Like, what is going on? Who goes out at like 11? Like, things are closing. You know, like what are you doing?
Or dude, you might just have to pull like a Joe over here and be like, I picked up another shift. Sorry, won't be home.
I'm pulling an all-nighter, Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Regis is here. We're doing inventory in the shop.
Yeah, seriously, do it. Or like sometimes I kind of like make a fool of her. Yeah, no, we're in a drug deal right now, Mom. The dealer's name's Pablo. You want me to call his parents? And you guys can connect. All right, Pablo's getting he's about to make an example for the groups.
Mr. Escobar, please.
To close out this podcast.
This is a great podcast, by the way. I felt like we got a lot out.
I feel like this
You
is
guys are
the
welcome back
second best
anytime.
podcast of Poli Games.
This article says, what's it like to move in with your parents, and it's by refinery29.com, and it's just a really short article. There's this girl, Carla, 32. She got laid off, and her part-time job wasn't cutting it anymore, so she had to move back in. And it says living with her parents definitely put a damper on her dating and social life. It says once I was out at a bar with friends, and a guy I had a crush on met up with us. She remembers. We ended up going back to his place, and the whole time I was thinking I have to be back home before my parents notice that I stayed out all night. Nothing kills the mood faster. Another time, she went out for pizza with some friends after the bars had closed. She was 24 at the time. My mom called because it was 3:30 a.m. and I wasn't home yet, she says. This level of control frustrated Carla, making her feel she'd regressed. After that, Carla decided to lay down the law. I told her that I knew she was worried about me, but I was an adult who had already lived on her own, and I needed to be treated as such, Carla explains. After that conversation, her mom and dad began putting in the effort not to treat me like a child living at home, but their adult daughter living at home.
I would say, hey, Carla, what's up? Have your parents call my parents set up a play date.
Please don't do that.
No, that's interesting. I
don't
feel
have
like,
a meme for today. I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
right.
I feel like though Carla doesn't have Spanish parents and Spanish mother and worry and anxiety.
Yeah.
That's another weird thing. I think ours issue is Spanish father. It's not Spanish mother. And like that story kind of reminded me of like one of my cousins that she tried to fly the coop real early, like 18, and she got in with her roommates, 4 of them, in this really big, I don't know, was it an apartment or was it a house? It was a big ass was a big ass house.
Let's just say it's a
property that had multiple
Yeah.
rooms. She had 2 part-time jobs, got fired from both of them because she's rambunctious, and she had to figure out how to make money to make it keep going, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah,
and it was tough. And then when you have a boyfriend too that doesn't want to, that doesn't understand your situation or doesn't want to help financially, it makes it harder. It just does.
It does. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I guess it's when you meet that person that will understand. I feel like it's a two-way street almost. That person has to understand your position, and you got to be forefront with it too. Go, here's the cards I'm laying out on the table. This is who I am, right? And then your parents got to also understand. Hey guys, lay your cards on the table. This is what I'm trying to do here. Mm-hmm. Don't fucking cock block me in the middle of a party at 11:30 fucking 7. Miriam, looking at you.
No, but still closing off. But I forgot to bring up these points. Like I remember with going on OkCupid, since you said you still go on there or whatever, you've tried it. Yeah. But like I remember that I would talk to girls, no problem, and we would talk until I brought up the point. I'm like, yeah, and I'm just taking care of my mom, live with my parents, done.
Flag done,
gone. And I'm just like, fuck. Like, is it really that? I trust me. I understand because women want to progress, and they feel that if you're living with your parents, we're not together. We're like,
there's something wrong.
Well, not even. Well, there could be a defect, but it's like girls, women, they want to, either like, sorry to put you all in like a big bowl or whatever, but like, like get married and whatever, and live together. But if you're still living with your parents, it's just like, ugh, like. It's going to be a long time since you get up to my level, and I can't wait for that, which I completely understand, but still it hurts.
Yeah.
It does.
It's tough, but here's the thing about these social media things, especially like your basic stuff like Facebook. Yeah, we talked about earlier about like how people seem to be ahead of you because, people your own age you saw in high school or college, they're moving on, they're going into law school, going into grad school, or they're buying their first home, they're having their first, second, or third kid, and you're just kind of like, okay, well, I did like one or none of these things, and it's like, it grinds at you. But remember that social media is filtrated life. Like I can easily think of 2 friends on Facebook who only put on the good shit about their lives. And yeah, she may have been having everything going on for her right now. She may have the kid, she may have the second one, she may have the husband, she may have the house, the dog, and everything. Yeah. But I remember the girl got laid back failed junior year of high school 2 times. So there's definitely something wrong with her. Not everyone's perfect. Everybody's got a past. We all have a backstory. Not everyone's squeaky clean. Yep. Yeah, some people start at, way closer to the finish line than other people, and that's life.
You just got to deal with it.
You got to deal with it. You just got to deal with it. Push forward. Yeah. Easy for me to say. I fell in love with one of the first women that, like, she was my first love and my last. And I pursued many before her, but not nearly as many as others. I'm lucky, and I understand that. And a lot of this shit it's kind of like Russian roulette. You're just waiting for that bullet.
Romantic Russian roulette,
right? You're waiting for that click to become a boom.
Okay,
I'm not going away. I'm not trying to. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Social media, it's bullshit. Like, if you look at I think it's China right now. China has more men than they do women, to the point because their society said a generation or 2 back that boys were the ideal. You don't want a girl because they're a headache. Now it's the opposite. The girl is the ideal thing to have because now the men are all clamoring. It's like these weird dowry exchanges. I have an apartment, I have a car, and I have a toaster oven and a microwave. Like, that's actually huge. Like, if you have a microwave...
what a fucking microwave.
You have a microwave, a dishwasher in China, and you have a fucking apartment with all those things, that's huge. You have a bicycle, that's huge. A car that's bigger. You have two properties.
All right.
So like there are these status symbols and stuff. Like it's worse in other places too, and it's like way more complicated in other places too. We're blessed that it's a little less, and I have hope for both you guys. I know you're both gonna get it.
Yeah.
And I know it's just time.
Yeah, it
And
is.
you gotta put your foot down, Martini, with your mother. And you just gotta
No, trust me, I
Just
have.
say, bitch.
don't call your mom a bitch.
No,
Just say,
never.
Ma, I love you. I respect you, but I gotta go.
being
I gotta go spread the seed.
And on that note, no, seriously, thank you guys for stopping by. Always good, and we're definitely gonna do that topic that you wanted to talk about. We will. I just need
It's
to
gonna be so
fine-tune
romantic, you
that.
guys.
No, I will. I'll make it. Whatever. You know how I do. It's,
Jergens,
Gotta G-rate this.
it's gonna get hot.
We gotta Disneyfy it.
You're gonna be so tempted
not really.
to jerk off that you might just jerk off.
oh, jeez. All right.
I gotta pull
So
the car
don't
over.
watch it
Just
at
thinking
work.
about it.
Like Jerry was fired. 'cause he was losing
So
it.
please, I want you to plug your show, and I want you to plug your show. All right. So go ahead.
My show no longer exists. It was pulled from iTunes because.
So you know what we'll do? You know what we'll do?
We're gonna come
You'll
up
get
with a
the-
new idea.
Okay.
Say the podcast. I'll say the YouTube channel.
So you can find our podcast at polygames.com. No, it's not polygames.com. It's the Poli Network. We're going to be changing it this year, but the polynetwork.com.
Yep. Okay, and you can find us at Poli Games on our website at polynetwork.com or iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. You can follow us on YouTube. We have a gaming channel where we talk about all things video games. There at Poli Games as well. Follow me on Twitter. I say some funny things sometimes and post some memes. And you can follow me there at Poli Games FTW, Tumblr at Poli Games, Facebook at Poli Games FTW, and all that jazz. So thank you for having us, man. It's
Yeah,
been a
no
pleasure
problem. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
letting me talk.
Yeah.
Too
Well,
much,
I
I'm
hope
sorry.
you guys come back soon. You guys are awesome. I always love when you're here.
Thank you.
It was a
Let me
good
make you
time.
laugh.
I got my comic relief.
Yeah. Okay. So you can also find us, Gmail, bedlovebeyond at gmail.com. Please write us in. Let us know if your parents are cock blocking you or whatever. And, please let us know. Our website is www.bedlovebeyond.com. You can give us a call or text us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. Or hit us up on Facebook.com /bedlovebeyond to talk to our fans, and also you can follow us at bedlovebeyond on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. So
We everywhere.
yeah, we're everywhere.
Damn.
What the fuck is a periscope?
I will show you right now.
Live streaming, buddy.
All right, we'll see you guys.